Hello everybody and welcome to the Starseed Dragon channel. This is another review of that I had already reviewed before, and the video didn't turn out, so I'm reviewing it again. It is Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle, illustrated by Gionda Rose. It is by Lorriane Anderson and Juliet Diaz. Let's see. We have here 44 cards. I'm not going to read the entire description on these. I already know this because they're pretty in-depth descriptions, but I will read some definitions from the book. It is a pretty large 176-page guidebook. It's really informative. It has, different spreads and unique. It's very unique. It's got some candle magic ideas in here and different herbal remedies and recipes, and look, crystals for Samhain, herbs for Samhain, different meanings of colors and whatnot. So I'm not going to read all of that stuff, but I want you to be aware of it. And I am going to go ahead and read this. The deck is right here, and it is shiny. It's got beautiful gold foil gilding on it. They're beautiful cards. This is the back. Let me just measure them before I take this little wraparound thing off. Let's see. They are about 5 inches or 13 centimeters by about approximately 3.5 inches or 9 centimeters wide. I'm going to take this wrapper off and we'll get to looking at all of these different cards. So here we go. Let me just adjust, zoom in, zoom, 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 zoom. There we go. Okay. So we're going to start with All Hallows Eve. Let me get to that in the guidebook. All Hallows Eve. Oh, and they also have reversed meanings on here too. Keywords: emotion summoning. Call upon the voices that stir your senses through the night. Cast an unforgiven howl as you stomp your might through the ground. Let's see. If you have pulled All Hallows Eve, you are being called to summon your inner magic. The spiritual realm is smiling on you and is waiting to be made use of. Some additional ways to use this energy is to create a Samhain altar that stays throughout the year, or working with one of the correspondents of Samhain. Additionally, you might try working with more profound, darker energies, which is such as crone energy, or a dark goddess such as Hecate or Morrigan. Calling on a deity regularly will help you develop the ability to summon power at will. Altar. Key words: devotion, worship, individuality. A sacred devotion, a workshop, skin deep rising from the ash, the waters you keep. Your guides need a space to speak to you. They can reach you anywhere on the planet, and you can call them at any time. Worshipping at your altar gives them an open invitation. They know they are welcome and that you are ready to receive their gifts and messages in your sacred space. Next card. Ancestors. Key words: protection, guidance. They hiss a quivering so deep only roots of your soil can lift the nakedness hidden within, and vows made in silence, an ancient chill walking upon the spine. Your ancestors are always with you, protecting you. They watch over you and keep you from harm's way. They are present, telling you that it is safe to go forward, and you absolutely need to. You feel them with you. They also protect you from things you cannot see, like someone trying to put a hex on you or someone who is talking about you behind your back. These threats never make it to you because your ancestors have protected you without you having to ask. They want what is best for you, and they love you unconditionally. Apples. Oops. Sorry. Back to the stand. Keywords: deception, mistrust, rotten. To taste, one must swallow it whole, and breathe the satin flame hides, or beneath the satin flame hides drowning waters. We all know the story of Snow White taking the apple from her stepmother, who masquerades as a sweet old crone. It's a wise old tale that existed long before Disney ever made it into a movie, and warning that things are not always as they seem. Sometimes our greatest enemy is hiding behind the mask of a savior. Death is infused into something meant to give us life, and someone pretending to be our friend is luring us into a trap. Yay. Okay. Banshee. Keywords: bad omens, wrath. Heed my warning, dear child, for what I hold is far from unsung lullabies. Swallow a nail and you can expect bleeding from within. A banshee is a fairy woman from Irish folklore who heralds the death of a family member by wailing, shrieking, or keening. Some believe banshees are the spirits of young women who have been brutally murdered. These spirits become banshees so that they can warn other women when faced with a similar threat. It is more common to hear that a banshee is a woman who is intensely grieving the passing of a loved one, and that she has become eternally lost in sadness. Nevertheless, a banshee's cry is a bad omen, and one should take caution when she appears. Bats. Keywords: psychic development, hidden realms. Invoke the power and fear not the hidden. What lurks is coming with undenying change. Many people believe bats to be blind, but they see using their ears to attune to vibrations and sense things. Your intuition can see beyond your eyesight, picking up on things the rational mind can sometimes miss. Black cat. Keywords: independence, survival, grace. There's a curious journey into the depths of the unknown, hidden so deep that only the brave will gracefully return with light in their eyes and shadow leading home. Hello, cat with 9 lives. Cats are graceful creatures, rivaling the snobbiest of humans. They are fiercely independent and value their time and space above all things. They are aloof yet love affection, and they put their health and well-being above all other things. Cats are also mysterious. They are the symbol of empowerment and setting boundaries, 2 qualities every witch needs to be successful in her craft. No wonder cats are a favorite among witches' familiars. Broom. Keywords: clearing, purifying, home. What dreams may come from what you seek. Make room, make way, a clearing need be. A broom or a besom can be found in any home for sweeping dust and dirt. However, a broom to a witch is more than a simple household tool. It holds a special significance and sweeps more than dust and dirt away. Brooms are often used to sweep away negative energy in a similar way to Native Americans burning white sage. It sweeps away the physical and invisible energies that have crept in from the outside world. This clearing of energy contributes to a witch's well-being. Clearing out the old and dusty, a witch makes space for the new. Sweeping out negative energy, a witch raises her vibration and therefore her strength. Candle magic. Keywords: intentions, prayer. Speak your breath into its velvet. Recite along its spine all that you desire, all that which will reveal. There are few spells that are complete without a candle or 2 or 10. Candles make the setting of a spell more magical and also play an essential role in a spell. Candles carry our intentions out into the universe. They pull in our words and prayers along their spines and send them out through the tips of their flames. Aside from carrying our intentions, candles call in good spirits and nature's helpers who are drawn to the light of the flame. These spirits protect us as well as hold our intentions, making our spells all the more magical, effective, and special. There's also a candle color correspondences section for this card with different candle colors. Next card, Cauldron. Keywords: transmutation, vessel, metamorphosis. Bewitching, yes it be. Blink and you shall see a bubbling desire left in the brewing rain. A cauldron is essential for a witch and is often the center of her home. It has many uses, from cooking to working spells, brewing potions, and making floor washes. The cauldron is the vessel of transformation, turning materials into something useful, healing, and nourishing. The cauldron is a symbol of bringing many things together to create the things you want. Sometimes things have to be broken down before something new can be created. It may even take several attempts before you have the perfect outcome. Do not be afraid to fail or try your spells a few different times or in different ways. As you grow in your practice, you will begin to see what works and what doesn't. You will understand the signs of your bubbling pot and can take adjustments when needed. Beautiful. Coming of winter. Keywords: reflection, rest. It comes in lullabies deep within your mirrored flesh. Alas, it is time to lay your quivering chest upon the winter's coming. The outside world can seem such a cold and distant place. It can be tough to navigate the trail buried beneath the snow. It is hard to feed your soul when your surroundings offer little nourishment. In the dead of winter, life can be beautiful, still, peaceful, blistering cold, unforgiving, changeable. There is but one thing to do when the winter storms come blowing. Seek shelter to rest, recharge, and reflect. Well, that's lovely. Crystals and herbs. Keywords: earth's medicine, healing. Oh, what medicine, what sacredness to behold. A dash of healing straight from Mother's home. This card is an allegory for the profound healing that comes from working with Earth's medicine. Sometimes you have to come back to the basics, Earth energy. This means touching the earth and her offerings, getting to know your crystals, herbs, essential oils, and the ground you walk on, forest bathing, or sleeping under the stars, finding a quiet stream or meadow and speaking to your surroundings, taking to your plants or growing new ones. Invite earth healing into your life and in whatever way feels right to you, as the earth is always here for you, but like your guides, Mother Nature needs an invitation. True. This card also has crystals for Samhain, herbs for Samhain, sections. So wonderful. Dark Moon. Keywords: new beginnings, letting go. In the dark of your heart lives new beneath waiting for you to release its ghost. In the mystical world, the dark moon is a time of setting intentions and welcoming new beginnings. It is the beginning of the moon cycle and represents a chance to start afresh with new and renewed energy. The dark moon is like the last stretch of darkness before the rise of the dawn, or in this case, the moon. It represents hope, better days to come, and an easier road to travel. Beautiful. Divination. Just straighten out these cards. Keywords: guidance, reflection, insights. Take a breath, take it twice. Insightful reflections are guided by light. Cards, tea leaves, coffee, clouds, candlelight, flowers. There are dozens of ways to embrace the art of divination, a practice used to seek guidance from the divine and part of a witch's toolkit for centuries. It is a beautiful practice that can help you see beyond what is immediately in front of you. It can show you hidden dangers and gifts, provide new ideas, and shut down old ones. Divination is a way to seek the advice of the powers that be while also showing hidden dangers and truths. If you have pulled divination, you are being asked to explore your ability to receive guidance from the earth and the divine. Now it's time to go deeper into your practice, and you must learn to trust in your own ability to feel your way into messages, as well as your ability to interpret them. This also has sections for other forms of divination to try. So that is something worth reading. Definitely. Elders. Keywords: compassion, wisdom. Birthed from seed within the belly of the moon, they are the wise felt touches over our hearts and felt deep within the marrow of our spirit. Elders are wise. They are the ones who've lived and experienced more ups and downs, twists and turns than the rest of us. Elders are the storytellers and keepers of knowledge. They were the ones we sought when in turmoil, and who would hold us as we wept for the unfairness life can bring. They had compassion for us, but also gave sage advice drawn from their decades of experience. Today, many elders are seen as a burden instead of cherished, loved, instead of cherished loved ones who deserve the right to be supported and cared for in their old age. Many elders have not been given the space to share the wise words of their traditions because our modern world moves too fast for their slow wisdom. Yet there are those among us, particularly witches, who still see the wisdom in their old ways. If you hold the Elder's card, it is to remind you to have compassion for others and to never disregard someone's opinion, someone's wisdom or experience. A Zen saying tells us you should sit in meditation for 20 minutes a day unless you're too busy. Then you should sit for an hour. This knowledge can be applied to wisdom as well, often the thing you need most when life is moving so fast. It is to slow down and see what you've been missing, or in this case, who you've been missing. This card is a call to meet with your elders to see if they have wisdom to share about your ancestors that can help you on your path. That is very, very true. People disregard their elders nowadays, and I think that's a travesty. Personal opinion, but it is a travesty. I love all of my elders, and I miss them dearly. And I'm very grateful to have been able to bond with them in a significant way. You should seek out your elders. Next card, elements. Keywords: Mother Earth, harmony. Remember to feel the warmth pulsing through her womb. You are a child of Mother. True harmony awaits you. Do you feel the heat of the fire, the dampness of water, the whip of the wind, and the weight of the earth? Imagine being Mother Earth dealing with all the elements. Somehow she manages to find harmony. The Elements card represents harmony and the need to make room for all energies by allowing yourself to be present. Beautiful. Frog. Keywords: transformation, serenity. May the lily beneath your breast allow you to drink from its healing waters. Be still, for there is serenity behind the drowning croaks. Butterflies are often what comes to mind when we think of transformation, but let us not forget frogs are also a symbol of transformation. Going from a tadpole that lives in water to a frog that adapts to land and water. For some species, this process takes a couple of weeks. For others, it can take months and even a year to transform from one thing to another. When frog comes croaking, know that you are transforming, or the process will begin soon. This is a positive transformation, not the sort of dramatic transformation one might expect with the Banshee card. This transformation is easygoing, so much so that you may not even know it's happening. It's subtle shift that occurs in the background until one day you realize things are different. There is nothing you need to do to move this change along. Like the frog, your higher self will take over and guide you through instinct. You need only pay attention to the urges you feel and follow those urges when they strike. This message is amplified if you have also pulled the Wolf card. Well, let's find out what the Wolf card is. Coming up soon, hopefully. Graveyard. Keywords: peace, acknowledgement. There is a song that bellows in the peace of knowing no end, in acknowledging the crossroads of eternity. Many see a graveyard as a symbol of mortality. It collects the tears of mourners whose loved ones have been laid to rest. Its stillness is an ominous song that creeps up the spine, leaving us to ponder who death will come for next. But a graveyard is a place of serenity where souls can find space or can find peace and stillness beyond the harsh realities of living. There is no longer the need to struggle against what is. It's a place of surrender. There are those who fear the graveyard, for it has long been the home of wandering spirits who cannot find peace, those who have not transitioned to eternity, forced to live a half-life, neither dead nor alive, souls who are faced with taking responsibility for a life not lived to the full, focused on things that didn't matter and holding on to resentment. The graveyard card will help you find peace with where you are. There are times when we will be faced with difficult situations that are beyond our control. Those are the times we must surrender to our current place. There's no use in fighting a battle you've already lost. Take control over the one thing you can change: yourself. The situation you're inquiring about is no longer in your hands. The powers that be have taken over. Often we are faced with a challenging ending that is necessary to facilitate a bright new beginning. Greet the darkness. Keywords: self, inner truth. Here where the spine bends and the mouth quivers, breathes the hidden, the pieces that make you whole, but cut deep with all of their sharp edges. Darkness. You might get a sense of terror from what you can't see, but not all hidden things are bad. There are many things that you cannot see that hold the secret to life, abundance, and renewal. Take the lotus flower that blossoms from the darkness of muddy waters. There is beauty in the darkness for those who know where to look with their hearts. Beautiful. Grief. Keywords: mourning loss. It is but a mere glimpse of nothingness hidden away deep within the chambers of your mourning, in the red clovers birthing lost illusion. Grief is the unforgivable dance or unforgettable dance between feeling everything and feeling nothing. It isn't exclusive to losing someone. Grief can manifest when you feel like a failure or when you have regrets. It can appear when you feel overwhelmed or when you feel guilty. It can leave you feeling it all, then feeling nothing, or even feeling both at the same time. Likewise, we can be so lost on our grief that we forget to live. We mourn for things we have long since, or that have long slipped. We mourn for things that have long since slipped through our fingers. We find ourselves in a sort of limbo, living half dead. This is what can happen when you spend too much time searching for and missing what you've lost and forgetting to be grateful what is left behind. That is true. That is very, very true. Haunted. Keywords: atonement, company, the breaking of the floor beneath your naked feet, the creaking of the walls as the cold kisses flesh. You're never really alone when in the company of hauntings within bone. The definition of a poltergeist is an unknown spirit that causes disturbances such as loud noise or moving furniture. In fact, the word poltergeist is German and means noisy spirit. Originally, poltergeists were thought to be demons who played tricks, focusing their attention on one specific person. However, theories surrounding the origins of poltergeist disturbances have changed. Many believe poltergeist to be a manifestation of an individual's troubled psyche, as disturbances generally focus on one person. This person is usually in some kind of pain or trauma, either from things done to them or things they've done to others. The poltergeist becomes a physical representation of the pain that has been locked away and left to fester. Eventually, that pain becomes too much for the person to hold, and a poltergeist is born, bringing with it a terrifying display of what was hidden. Interesting. Next card. Healer. Keywords: guide, facilitator. Listen as the medicine bleeds through her teeth, a river of mercy blessed by Mother, seen only by those who hold her mirror. We all come into the human experience with the use of energy and intuition. Among us are those who are called to be healers. They are the wise ones who've made a conscious choice to devote themselves to guiding others on their paths. Healers can be found in all religions and traditions, each within something beautiful and unique to contribute to the collective energy of the world. You may know them as shamans, medicine men and women, priestesses, wise ones, great ones, the list goes on. Beautiful. Intuition. Keywords: feeling, inner sight, visualization. You hold the answers, you know the truths. Ancient ones await behind the doors of the mind. Intuition is one of your superpowers that you can come into this life with to help you navigate the human experience. Intuition is something that you feel rather than think or see, and cannot be perceived with the rational mind. Within those feelings, you will find answers for everything, from what to eat to whether you should go on that date or who you can trust. Your intuition is always on 100%, offering you wisdom and guidance to form or in the form of how you feel. I tell you, this deck is really draining my energy for some reason. Okay, next card, Journey. Keywords: discovery, lessons, purpose. Daughters of our mother, walkers of the unknown, take with you on this journey all that you hone. Finding your purpose in life is a lot like waiting for Christmas. You have to walk your path and trust in the gifts that wait for you. All will be revealed when the time is right. If you have drawn the Journey card, it is because you have to trust your process. You cannot skip past the lessons, trials, triumphs, or hardships that you face. Each step is an important milestone. It can be hard to see the sun when clouds surround you, but know, dear one, that your journey is as it needs to be. Discovery comes when your back is to the wall and you have to find a way to leap from danger. Beautiful. Mischief. Keywords: clever, naughty. Keep your eyelids open and sight sharp as nails, or keep your eyelids open and sight sharp as nails, for there is something trailing behind your tail. Samhain isn't just about dark energy, loved ones who have passed, and things that go bump in the night. There is a fun, playful aspect to Samhain as well, a bit of naughtiness and a touch of cunning. There is an element of mischief to the night of Samhain. Trick-or-treating isn't just about candy. The trick comes from an ancient Samhain tradition that villagers would disguise themselves in animal skins to scare away the demons, ghouls, and goblins that were free to roam the earth for one night every year, often playing cruel tricks on humans. We humans are clever, though, and have found a way to keep goblins at bay. Not all tricks are fun, however, at least not to all involved. Tricks and mischief can be mean-spirited and cruel at times. One must keep a lookout for those who find fun at the expense of others. True. Okay. Nature spirits. Sacred playfulness are the keywords. On your toes, twirl and twirl until you're ready to take flight. They arrive in the winds beneath your wings and speak through the swaying of the trees. Nature spirits are fun, silly little things who enjoy laughter and a bit of mischief. They are connected to the freedom of expression and know that life is meant to be enjoyed, even among the chaos. The sacredness of nature spirits is not generally acknowledged. The word of Fae has existed alongside the human world for millennia. Our Celtic ancestors saw and believed in fairies. To them, fairies played a role in a bigger world than what meets the eye. They are a reminder of the things that are priceless in this life and that often magic is missing in everyday life. True. 100% true. Okay. Owl. Keyword. Knowledge observer. Behold sight, O ancient ones, for there is magic in the darkest of places if one dares to open their eyes. There is no witch or Samhain without the mention of owls. Owls are majestic creatures, often known as old souls, that have fantastic sight and the ability to turn their heads 270 degrees. Their energy is one of vast knowledge and observation. They sit in silence, carefully watching their surroundings for their prey. They do not need to search for what they seek endlessly, as they know that what they seek will soon come to them. Potions and spells. Keywords: manifesting, calling. A pinch of this, a dash of that. Be sure you're sure before you call. Potions and spells are how a witch weaves her magic spell, calling into existence her deepest desires. Potion making and spell crafting are two rituals that, when done correctly, can bring about dozens of manifestations. Adding little pinches of this and that here and there can change your creations ever so slightly, and is an art that has been passed down through hundreds of generations in as many cultures. Protection. Keywords: safety, hidden. This is my house, stained by the very blood flowing through its walls, covered in a veil of delicious prayers, yet deadly to those who dare lift its hidden. Many of us have had to search out our own safety since beginning our journeys as spiritual healers, students, and teachers. We've faced criticism for being witches, faced jealousy for being true to our paths, and had to withstand attacks from our own egos. But we arise and keep going with fearless determination. We know we have our spiritual team, our ancestors, guides, and angels to support us and keep us from harm. Beautiful. Pumpkin. Keywords: protection, fertility, prosperity. Uncaging the spirit within thou, the fertile power you hold. To taste your buttery velvet upon tongue is a gift I shall cherish each day that comes. Pumpkins have been a tradition for Samhain for hundreds and hundreds of years. Jack-o'-lanterns were carved to scare away the ghosts and goblins that were said to roam the streets on Samhain. Carving jack-o'-lanterns originally began with a variety of root vegetables, from turnips to potatoes. Pumpkins became the preferred method for the abundance of space for carving. and there is always plenty left over to fashion into dinner and desserts, even drinks. Interesting. There is a recipe for a spiced pumpkin cake in here for this card. Interesting. Rebirth. Let me just make sure we still got all of that in there. Keywords: awakening, resurrection. There's death in all that awakens. For it isn't blissful nor painless. It's a mighty rising, O flame resurrected. Like a phoenix, right? Rebirth represents an awakening after a difficult period. We all must face our storms, but know the storm will pass. Eventually, you will find clear skies and feel the warm sun on your face again. Reflection. Keywords: truth, fear. Be wary of things you believe to see with eyes wide shut, for they are mirrors of the mad and truths only spoken with a bleeding tongue. Reflection shows you the person you've become, for better or for worse. It shows the parts of yourself you wish you could hide and the parts that are to your liking. Your reflection has no desire to hide your truth. You are being guided to acknowledge who you are at this time. Looking to the truth is great, and so is getting goals, or setting goals rather. But how can you make a plan for where you're going if you haven't come to terms with where you are now? Insightful. Why? There you go. Okay. Ritual. Keywords: dedication, harnessing. Can you feel them? Wild creatures linked by the very blood you will spill into your craft. A ritual of dedication to self and those whose gazes hold fire, but whose whispers carry you softly through the unknown. Ritual is the very foundation of a witch's practice. It is the doorway to worlds unseen and a rite of passage. It is the deliberate honoring of the wise ones who've walked before us, the spiritual ones who watch over us. It is also a dedication to self, a place where you can find yourself in your practice and harness the power within. Rooted. Keywords: grounded, connection. May you never tear the living ritual that is magic merged within the roots of your being, the soil of your soul. We are often told to start with building intuition, which is undoubtedly true. Never underestimate the power of working with the spirit. You need to learn to ground the spiritual information into your physical life. To be flighty is to connect to spirit, but to be rooted is to become a channel for spirit. You become a vessel that allows the divine intelligence to spread its wisdom here on earth. A more familiar word is manifestation. Being grounded is about being present and aware of how things make you feel. You have to feel into your body. True. Seduction. Key words: passion, manipulation. Hear the roaring flames with the masterful trance that calls upon heaving chest. Give in to its alluring grip, if you please, but heed my warning of the claws that draw blood without mercy. Sex is the ultimate in desire and temptation. It is not the act of sex that betrays our resolve. It is the delicious journey of passion and pleasure that leads to it. It is the rush of excitement we feel when another can sense our darkest desires and bring them to the surface. It is the loss of control, the desire to at once find freedom and submission. Silence. Keywords: stillness, nothingness, presence. There is a sweet embrace in the nothingness stillness brings, a presence of self fully embodied. The world moves at such an alarming rate. Sitting inside a coffee shop, I can hear sirens, cars, constructions, people talking and moving. I find myself seeking the quiet of dawn when the earth is still and muted. There is a presence in the silence. There is space to fill it with the sound of your voice and the beat of your heart. This is the space where all of creation is free to roam wild. Stillness is the presence of nothing and the potential for everything. Wow, very poetic. Spider. Keywords: mystery, growth. What a wild web we weave, dear child, a delicious mystery, untamed. Spider is one of the ultimate animal manifestors. However, she doesn't go out and force what she wants. She doesn't obsess over when she'll catch something in her weave. She casts her net and allows the powers that be in time and space to bring something into her web. True manifestation isn't about wishing, it's about planting your seeds and trusting them to grow into something worthwhile. Third harvest. There we go. Keywords: gathering, abundance, preparation. Daughters of the woods, feel thy sacred swell with suppleness. Taste the gathering of honey's milk, filling your emptiness. Samhain served as a practical holiday that told our ancestors to prepare for the coming of winter. The third harvest was a time to gather up the remainder of crops, to prepare and store them to have enough food to last the harsh conditions. The last of the wheat would be ground to flour, the remains of fruits and vegetables would be pickled and canned, and meats salted. Everything with a shelf life was stored in underground cellars and packed with ice. Though winters might be harsh and gathering up our food is hard work, there is a feeling of abundance and pride in getting prepared. Imagine looking at your food stores and seeing a physical representation of your work. Imagine seeing the abundant rewards of planting your seeds and nourishing them as they grow. And there is a money anointing oil recipe attached to this card. So that is nice. Transformation. Key words: Alchemy, change. Like 1,000 storms held in hands soft against the winds, there is change arising from deep within. What is transformation but changing one thing into another? We are all after some alchemy, turning the lead of our lives into golden dreams and opportunities. A witch's specialty, she knows how to bend energy to her will and make something out of nothing at all. Alchemy, magic, manifestation. It all leads to the same things, changing what was into what you want it to be. There is an endless supply of resources for how you might go about such a change. There is no right or wrong answer for the transformation you seek. The underworld. Key words: transition, judgment, hand over your known. A shift is near. Take a leap, your journey is clear. In magic, the underworld is a place of transition between one life and the next, a place where you can retreat to replenish your soul and learn the details of your next human experience assignment. That doesn't mean you won't find judgment when you cross the veil. It is often said that how you live one life will determine your abundance in the next. Those who go through life with loving, kind hearts will find prosperity and great love in the next. Those who were cruel will find themselves in a life of hardship and trauma as a way to atone for their unkindness. There are many cultures and religions that believe that, right? I think it's valid, extremely valid. What do you think? The veil. Key words: crossing, revealing truth, concealment. It's quite possible your eyes have become the fog in which you dwell, a half-swallowed glimpse of all that you truly are or can be, that the tears you bleed are ready for the storms to turn the skies inward. The veil is the very heart of Samhain. On this night, the veil between worlds is at its thinnest, and the spirit realm is as close as it's ever going to be here on earth. That means you have a toll-free call to every spirit helper from the gods and goddesses to your ancestors, your angels, ghosts, you name it. Each year, you have a chance at receiving supercharged advice from those who know everything in the entire universe. Voices. Key words: encouragement, inner knowing. With a tug at the guts, feel them. Romance your very breath. Listen to the gentle flickering within your eyes, for this is where they guide. Voices surround us, but we have to listen carefully. The powers speak to us in so many different ways, encouraging us as we travel along our path. There is a voice that can be found in the plants, animals, colors, shapes, winds, and rains. There are clues offering us guidance and encouragement as we make our way back to the true self. Spirit speaks to us in symbols, signs, faint sounds, and subtle cues. Our wise ancestors knew this. They knew everything as something to say for those who know how to listen, not just with their ears, but with their entire body, mind, and soul. Witch. Keywords: wisdom, alchemy. Grab hold, allow the dwelling fire within belly, awaken all that is. A mere glimpse, a delicate pull at the very roots, living in the alchemy of self. Hello, beloved witch. You are the center of this card. Your energy, your strength, your wisdom. A witch taps into the healing powers of the earth and the wisdom of the powers that be, as well as the energy within us all. A witch can move energy to create any life of choice. A witch knows how to see signs in everything around her. A witch uses her potions and spells to give healing and hope to all who seek her guidance, using her gifts for the good of all to heal and nourish. Here we go, last card, the one we were looking for, right? Wolf. Keywords: instinct, freedom. Devour the ferocious calling within the howling of your spirit. Run wildly into the freedom of your knowing. Our instincts are a roadmap to surviving this human experience. Instincts have us or give us the urge to eat when hungry, to cover up when cold, to seek sex when aroused, and to sense danger even when we cannot see it with our eyes. Instinct and intuition are gifts from the powers that be to help us discover happiness, support, and well-being. Intuition is our inner knowing that connects us to the intelligence of the spirit realm and to the intelligence of the earth. Sadly, many of us muted our animal natures. We've become too reliant on what we can see and have forgotten to tap into the intelligence that is already available to us. Wolf is calling to remind you that you know your way home. You may feel lost or confused about something in your life. You may not know which direction to travel or what is safe to pick up along the way. Wolf allows your instinct to take over. You receive this guidance through the urges you feel. It's like a push and pull right in the center of your being. Beautiful. And that is the last card in this deck, the Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle. I didn't read the entire definitions. There's a lot to read. It's a beautiful book. All of these pictures remind me of Wednesday Addams. Does anybody else get that feeling? Anybody? Let me know in the comment sections. I love this red gilding. It's beautiful. I don't know. This is, I'm going to say it. This deck is probably an acquired taste for whoever this deck sings to. I mean, it feels nice. It feels like it would shuffle nicely. But I think, I'm going to reserve an opinion on this because I really feel like this is one of those decks that would be an acquired taste. So if you get this deck and you're not feeling it right away, give it a minute and just like sit with it and shuffle it and meditate. And I would put, after shuffling it for a while and everything, I would venture to put either an amethyst on it to charge it, or I would put maybe a tiger's eye or a hematite, which is, a bloodstone. And they call it bloodstone because it heals itself. You can scratch a hematite and then wipe it off and it heals itself, right? That's what I would use to, if you got this deck and felt weird about it like I feel weird about it. I don't have any negative feelings per se about it, but I'm only like halfway connected to it. Does that mean anything to you? Does that make sense? So if I were you and got the same feeling that I'm getting, don't give up on this deck. I think that this is one of those decks that's an acquired taste, right? And it just may be because there was no energy put into these cards. I can't feel it. I couldn't feel it the first time I reviewed this. I can't feel it now. There was no energy put into these cards. So you're going to have to put your own energy into them. And again, I would shuffle them and sit with them for a while. And then I would charge them with a crystal of your choosing, of course. But I would recommend an amethyst or a tiger's eye or a hematite. I think would work really well with this particular deck. But other than that, let me know what you thought of this. And this will probably end up being a part of a giveaway in the near future. So stay tuned for that. Let me know in the comment sections how you feel about this deck. And if there are other decks you would like for me to review, just let me know in the comment sections below. If this deck did sing to you, or if this is something you would like to purchase yourself, there is an affiliate link in the description box below that will take you right to where I purchased it. Other than that, have a great day, and I will see you on the next video.